a
rough.
weird week.
Yeah, I'm I'm ready though. I was gonna ask you, man, how you felt about Bradley Bill, brother?
What happened? I'm asleep.
Man, they said he
What's going
done.
on?
They said he done for the season, man.
What, he hurt himself?
Bradley Bill, man. They said, yeah, they said he had to get some surgery or something. So I'm
Man,
gonna tell you. I'll tell you exactly what to say. Let me pull it up. Yeah, man, Bradley out of there.
but
He,
that fucks up my homeboy who loves to play with the Clippers on 2K.
yeah. They
He
said
can't shoot.
he had a hip fracture.
Well, you might as well go ahead and shut it on down.
Shut it down for the shutdown.
I mean, he got paid the bag. He's gonna get, he's gonna get a couple dollars out the door. But I mean, a hip fracture at what is he 30 something,
No, I tell you exactly what AG is. Right, 32.
32. So
It might be.
yeah, he's toast.
Yeah, buddy, it might be over
He's
for him.
definitely toast. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
toast. Man. I hate to say it like that, man. I'm an old head myself, so I love to see the older dudes
Get
try
the
to keep it popping until they in their 40s, especially with technology and everything. But a hip, I mean,
a
that
hipper
don't sound
dipper.
right.
It's
Plus,
over.
his game it kind of dwindled anyway prior to that injury. You know what I mean? He got so I think it's just bad fortunes for him, man. Blessings, and I hope everything for the best, speedy recovery. If you choose decide to come back and try to give it a go, I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? Love of the game, but
Yeah.
realistically, just looking at it from the perspective of what I've seen in the past and what I've seen of his game recently,
It's
I
over.
just I don't see how that's going how he's gonna bounce back.
Well, I don't know, man. I think we might have overrated Bradley Bill. Like he's had a couple decent seasons, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, like he hasn't really quite lived up to the hype. He was on the Wizards. So, I mean, you throw him. This is what I always tell everybody. You throw a person that look like they can kill on a team like the Wizards, and you throw them with a real player, you're gonna see how talented they really are. Because if you throw Neef and Broadway on the damn Wizards and say, Neef, you can shoot 30 shots a game. How many points do you think Neef gonna average? He's gonna look like
Tested too,
he's gonna
but
kill.
this we gonna say anybody. We could go with the Jordan Poole effect. Like we can go with the Kuzma effect. Like, yeah, they can go over to these teams and you know for a period they might be able to increase their scoring per game than they were with the teams they were with prior. But like you said, bro, they're getting all the shots.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's the Al Jefferson effect. Like, yeah, Al Jefferson with the Timberwolves when we had bums, he was averaging 25 and 10. Like we had Projakovic, I can't think of his name. The band's locked up.
yeah.
He averaged 20 and like 8 or something crazy. Like when you're on a piss poor team, your numbers are a little, cloudy. You know what I mean? Because if you're really a dog and you really can do that dub, like prime example is Kevin Love and Bosh.
Right.
Both of those were 20 plus 10 rebound guys, all-star guys, but once they got to a place where they were playing with other all-stars, they weren't their talent wasn't able to just flip on for you to be able to go through them to get that 20 and 10. That
Right.
lets me know they're all-stars, they're not superstars. There's a
Right.
big difference.
And anybody could, you feel me? Anybody could get that opportunity. Like I said, if you give me 1,000 shots, I'm gonna average a little something. I mean, within time. I mean, not maybe right away, but if I get enough reps in, and you say, "Hey, man, you get to take 25 shots," I'm gonna score. You know what I'm saying? It don't
Facts,
matter.
facts,
Like so,
facts.
I always like to see people play with talent because if you can play with talent, then you know that person is a dog. You throw somebody D Wade with LeBron, and he can still do what he normally do. That lets you know he's damn good because you got talent on your team and you still can average 20 points and still get your numbers in. You know what I'm
Why do
saying?
you think they have these ABCD camps and these certain camps? It ain't because they want to see all these players in one place. Yeah, that works in their favor, but ultimately it's to see who's going to stand out when all the talent is at a all-time high.
Right. And now you seeing like some of these players that in high school that's going to college and they ain't living up to it. Like Bryce James, they talking about damn near red shorting them. So it's like one of them things where, not everybody really got that damn talent until you put them around some real talent. Then you can see like, um, for example, Melo's son might be really that truth. He might really be the truth. You
You
know,
know why he's the truth and there's a difference?
he had him out there with them dogs in New York.
Not just that. I don't even think it was just that, bro. I think because I've watched his progression, it just seems like he wanted it more.
Right.
Like his hunger for the game and his passion for the game. And this is no knock on Bryce or Bronny. But I just see like Bronny is starting to get it. I think Bronny and him are closer in that mindset. I think Bryce he has the physical gifts, but I don't know if he has the internal or the mental that is going to take being LeBron James's son and having his physical skill set as far as size. He
Yeah.
don't have the jumping ability, but he got the size.
He look
So
he
I just think I think it would be best for him to red shirt. I honestly do.
he looked
Because then
lost.
I think he can get bigger, he can get stronger, and then he can understand the college level. And it's not like he needs to go to the league tomorrow to
Right.
take care of his family. So he can really take that year to development, and he'll be out of the limelight to really just work on his craft and get better. Because I think he has the best upside out of out of both of them.
Right. And the number one thing you don't want to do is rush a player to be better than what
You
they
don't want to mess
is.
his confidence up,
Right.
man. You don't want to mess his confidence up. And I think because he's never really been the man at any level. Like when he was playing younger years, it didn't seem like he was the man on his team. Once he got to high school, it didn't seem that way. So I just think it would be best for him to like get that opportunity to not be in the limelight, really work on his craft, and then come back bigger and stronger next year, where he could kind of be in the shadows, and then if whatever he does is cake on icing on the cake.
Right. Ain't nobody really going if they
Yeah, they're
take
not
those.
because right now they're like, oh, you could leave after a year if he kills and go play with him and his dad. Like he won't even have to hear that shit.
Right.
And if he does, I just feel like he'll have a better opportunity for success that way, especially now that we see he's not really ready for it.
Right. He looked kind of lost. Like he seemed like he might learn a little slow with the plays and where to be and what spots. Decision making. He seemed like he ain't got that all the way down together yet. And that's just me seeing him in the exhibition game. He just looked like he was a little like he need more time. But we could talk about LeBron James and them family or all these young YNs as they like to call it. But man, we gonna get to the podcast, man. This the Benchmark Podcast, man. This your boy Broadway Beats, man. You already know who I got with me. Your boy Neef, aka Mr. Perp, man. Hey, he ain't even gonna get y'all perked up. Like, I'm pretty sure how we been looking. Like, I normally tell y'all, like, if you trying to get perked up, holla at your boy Neef. I don't know if he confident in getting niggas perked up right now, cause we ain't doing too good. But we appreciate y'all for tapping in. Hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Let us know how you doing in the comments, man. What cities y'all in? What state, man? Let us know where y'all at. You know what I mean? But we gonna get right into the podcast. And we're gonna talk about last Sunday, how the Vikings got steamrolled by the Ravens 27-19. My question for you is it time for Minnesota to go ahead and hit the rebuild button? Or do you think there's still some hope left for the playoffs?
Well, two things. One, I think honestly, I would have to say it's definitely not time to pack it in yet. But at the same time, this is what I said was going to happen, and I kind of felt was going to happen, just because history has proven to us that you don't generally have success with a rookie quarterback. It's been a few gems in the bottle the last few years, and then the fact that we had so much success last year, I felt like it was too much unrealistic goals for our team. Looking at our division and the fact that our division was only going to get better, and the teams that were like Detroit, who won the division the last 2 years, didn't lose anything other than coordinators. Yeah, that's a big, you know, can hurt you and hinder you, but unless you're losing the actual players that are playing the game, it doesn't hurt you as much as you would think.
Right.
So, with that being said, I don't think that it's a total, rebuild. I don't think we're going. We don't have the fan base to just be ass Dookie 2-13.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's just not. We don't have the fan base to stomach that. So with that being said, yeah, I don't think we're a playoff team, but I think we're going to win some games. We're going to continue to like do what we've been doing, which is win a few or win a game, lose a game or two, win a game, lose or take. I think that's just kind of going to be our wave. We might, depending on some breaks, be in the hunt towards the end, but I just don't see it happening. And as far as a total rebuild, I think that's in order. Um, we're uh, we're a little long in the tooth at a lot of positions. I think it's time for us to start looking towards that, especially with the roster that we have. If we really want to get the best that we want out of JJ, we're gonna have to infuse some young talent, even if it's in free agency next time around. Like we got to be trying to get free agents that are under the age of 30. Not even close to 30, 26, 25. Maybe not even on their second contract. Like we got to be trying to get in a fuse some young talent. Just because of our division, if we do that, we can hyper speed our chances to because Detroit is only going to be the old team. They're going to be the Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
That's coming for them in like the next 2 years. So with that being said, you got to put yourself in position to be like the Bears and really Green Bay, to where you have a lot of youth, to where if you do see that, oh, we're having a great season, we can go all in because we got a lot of young talent. Versus right now, I just feel like we're stuck. So to answer your question, I would say playoffs are, I'd say, a 80% chance of no, 20% chance of yes, and rebuild is 80% and 20% no.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't know if we should rebuild, but I think the big problem that we dealing with right now is, like you said, we got that rookie quarterback. But the name of the game is get your studs involved, and I just don't feel like JJ been getting our stud involved. He ain't been getting Justin involved. Ain't been throwing them enough passes. The last game he only had 37 yards. Um, and I mean, you can't be passing and have 248 yards, and you telling me Justin Jefferson only gonna have 37 of them yards? That don't even make no damn sense. So of course, some of that blame is gonna go on KLC because he picking the damn plays. Um, so I just think we got to get better with our playmaking and choosing what to do. But I mean, if we don't look good this year, shit, we might not have no choice but to go ahead and do a small rebuild. We definitely need a better running game. Our running game is trash, and
I think that's the key. I think that's the key. And I think that's what will really unlock. I don't mean to cut you off, but I just want to say this before I forget. I've been saying this. I'm beating this bench mob. I'm gonna continue to beat this bench mob. KOC needs to take play calling off his list of what he does. He needs to demand. He needs to give that opportunity to either Wes Phillips, which has been his offensive coordinator for like the last forever since he's been here, or Josh McCown if he's still with us next year. If both of them are still with us next year, because ultimately I would love for him to do it this year just to see how it
They
works
they got to do
to
something.
go into next year,
They got to do
because
something.
it's just he doesn't seem to where he understands the flow of the game, and then you putting way too like he was trying to explain what he basically was saying that if he calls a run play and the defense does something to where it looks like that's not favorable for us to run that in that defense, if they call switch it and call a pass and it actually works for it's like some yardage, he'll consider that a run play. What
Yeah,
the fuck are you talking about?
yeah, and that just don't
That lets
work
me
right.
know you have a soft mentality.
Yeah,
Football is all about physicality and imposing your will. The whole point of you run is just why the tush push is so devastating. It ain't because yeah they're getting away with doing quicker. Their offensive alignment are moving a little faster than what they should be. But at the end of the day, it's them showing that they can physically impose their will. They're going to do this, and they still do it. That's imposing your will. That's deflating to another team, especially the defense. And it's a trickle down effect. Football is all about emotion and physicality.
yeah, that's number one. And when you look at this team, I definitely think they still got playoff hopes, but they just got to figure it out because I mean we not that many games back in the NFC North. It ain't like we just hella out of it,
Bro,
but it's just they got to figure it out. Like um, what you what you could get away with all the other quarterbacks you did, you're gonna have to be a little bit more tentative towards JJ's needs. You're gonna have to do more things that benefit him versus what you're used to doing, staying in your ways. And I think that's just where we at. We stuck in our damn ways because the
that's what it
systems
is.
work
That's what it
for
is.
everybody
That's what
else.
he thinks he's got Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins or one of these. Like you've you drafted him with the predicate of seeing what he did. It ain't like y'all drafted like y'all had to go. You put your name in a hat and y'all picked him, and oh, this is who you got. So now you got to work with him. You've seen what his success is. A good running game where he's relied on to throw the ball in critical situations.
Yeah. And
And I'm not saying we have to go strictly to run first down, run second down, play action on third, or run it on third and just punt the ball. I'm not saying we have to go back to that archaic ass offense. But what I'm saying is it has to be a more of a demanding effort of how you run and when you run. Let's so be it you get stuffed. Oh well. Now next time you go in that situation and you play action, I guarantee you it's gonna work a lot more better than if you never have done it and they know you're gonna pass.
well, and not only that, you just got to put these running backs in situations. You can't expect these damn running backs to figure out the situation if you don't. Okay, week 3 you run that shit 3 times. Week 9 you run it 15 times. It's like, bro, you got to figure out what you're gonna do so they can get acquainted to what they need to do. So if they're
Bro,
not acquainted to what they need to do when you put them in these situations, how do you expect them to get better? It's not gonna happen
I
because they
just
never been in a situation. You know?
I just have to I just have to say this and then we can go on to the next topic. They showed us that the Vikings are 21% when they throw the ball on third and short or fourth and short. They are 71% in them same situations when they run the ball.
You get
And
what
we
I'm
can
saying?
go on to the next topic.
Right. I'm glad you said that exactly because it proves itself. Normally when we win, we're running the ball decent, but I'm done. All right, moving right along, man. It's been some devastating news that came through in the NFL. Your boy Travis Hunter, he had a season ending. Let me say that again. He had a season-ending knee surgery that just happened. So my question is for you is this: it's kind of a two-part question because okay. So like, should coaches stop pursuing two-way players and just specialize in their talent as far as like on one side of the ball, or do you think they should continue to go with the versatility that they see like with Travis Hunter, where he played both sides of the ball?
I think that's a case by case basis. And it's all on you how you're going to utilize them and the needs of your team. It's unfortunate that he had this setback and this injury, and that it's going to cost him his rookie season. God willing, he's able to come back stronger and better and bigger than ever, and really tears up the league next year, which I believe he will. Um, but I don't think it should deter any coaches or GMs from looking for two-way players, because ultimately, you know that's going to give you more success on the. I think that's going to be more of a way moving forward. That you're going to want to look, especially if they can contribute on special teams. Not so much in the situation of both offense and defense per se, but I think it's going to be more of an emphasis of looking for them the way that the special teams rules are now, and you just want to get an edge in that regard, especially like if they have to kick it in the end zone because they worried about dude trying to take something to the crib. That's automatic 35 yards. So I just think it's going to be more of an emphasis on that. And
Right.
I think him personally, I think it just was unfortunate. I just it's just bad luck for all them niggas that came from Colorado right now.
Man, um, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, so this is how I feel. I feel like at this time, okay, to me it's the same thing that they do with the quarterbacks. They see the talent, but then they throw them out there too quick. So my thing is, um, let focus on what they're good at first. So like if Travis Hunter, we all see that he's a great cornerback. So I feel like the first year you just let him get acclimated to playing cornerback, getting used to being in that role, versus putting the pressure on them to play both positions. Because what ends up happening is now he has more pressure on himself to feel like he got to perform. Although we do know this injury happened at practice, but at the same time, just having the woes of that pressure might have had him go out there and be, trying to do too much when they could have just used him. Okay, specialize, figure out how to get this cornerback position down. Once we see that you got that locked down, next year we'll unlock you to be more of a cornerback slash wide receiver. I think that's how they should be moving from now on versus saying, okay, we know you talented as hell. Let's throw you out there and see what you can do. And let's be honest, the games he played, he looked good as hell. He didn't look that bad, but at the same time, it's the health. We looking at health, and so you want to be able to utilize your player to his max potential, and he's gone right now, so they're not going to be able to utilize him to his max potential. And so now he doesn't get to specialize in no areas besides sitting on the sidelines. So that's my take on Travis Hunter. And like you said, man, hopefully the boy gets better and gets well soon. And shoot, some people they don't bounce back when they had these little injuries because they scared that something else could happen again. So hopefully he return back and still be the same player that he was when we seen him playing this year at the beginning of the season. Moving on to the damn cheeseheads. They got they spanked against the Eagles 10-7. And so the Packers dropped down to where their record is 5-3-1, and they slide to number 3 in the NFC North. My question for you is: it officially time for the Green Bay Packers to hit the panic button, or do you still think they got a chance this year to make it to the playoffs?
I think they definitely got a chance to make it to the playoffs. That's for sure. Like that defense is a top 10 defense, and they can put pressure on the quarterback. And you and I both know that's one of them premiums that you really can't quantify. You know what I mean? Like that can anything, that can cause a fumble, that could be an interception, like that can really flip the game. So they definitely got a chance for the playoffs. But as far as like panic button, I wouldn't say they necessarily need to hit the panic button. But it is unfortunate that they're having a lot of major injuries on offense, and it's a lot of the key, contributors on offense as far as like their tight end. He's done for the season. They was wide receivers was dropping like flies on Monday night. Dobbs started the game, but then I don't think he finished. I think he left with like a chest injury or something. So, I just think it's just the unfortunate nutrition of the league, and they're just biting the bullet at the wrong time. Hopefully, they can get some of the. Supposedly, all of these players besides Kraft should be back at some point. So I wouldn't hit the panic button. I believe that their coach. He's proven over the last some odd years that he's been there that he can figure out how to win 10 games. So I could see them still making the playoffs for sure. So I wouldn't hit the panic button at all. No.
Okay. I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I would be damn near ready to hit the panic button because you got to realize, um, the Bears somehow they done climbed up, and so it's just one of them. To me, it's an unfortunate situation because if you lose one or two more games, then you can be at the end of the NFC North. You can be at the bottom, and so yeah, they playing decent, but at the same time, my thing is you don't want to be riding the fence to where you at the bottom of the NFC North because now you playing with fire. You hoping that you can win these next couple games. Let's matter of fact, let me see who they play. That's the big question. I'm surprised you didn't say that because normally you would hit me with the who they play. So let me see.
I don't know who they play next, but then after that they play the Vikings
Yeah, they play
in
New York.
Lambeau.
They play New York, the Vikings, Detroit, Chicago, Denver, Chicago, Baltimore, Minnesota. Shit, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tough. They got one game that's a for sure win, and that should be against New York. The rest of them games that I just named, ooh it might be over for them. So I feel like they actually had a tough season. I mean, they had a tough schedule. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, with their schedule now, I think I'm gonna change my. I think I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna change my answer. No, I think they got a chance. They shouldn't hit the panic button. They've had a decent run for the teams that they played against. Um, so yeah, man, they might be able to make it to the playoffs. And I don't know if the Bears is gonna be able to hold this up for how many?
That's
One,
what I was
two,
just about
three,
to say,
four,
man. You
five,
took the
six,
words right out of my mouth.
8 more games.
I don't
Yeah,
trust the Bears, man. I don't trust the Bears because the three teams they beat, they barely beat, and they were bombs. You barely beat the Bengals. You shouldn't have won that game, but the Bengals defense is trash. You barely won the last game. This last game you should have lost, but you knocked out the Giants quarterback, and Russell Wilson ain't shit. So you was
yeah.
able to come back and win that game. Like I don't trust them. I don't trust them like that. Like they're gonna. I think they're gonna fuck around and be in the hunt just because their record is so good right now. Unless they lose like the next 4 games or something crazy, I
It is
just
possible.
don't see how they're gonna fall out of contention. But I just don't trust them in the long run because they're I
So,
don't know. It's just
so
something about that team.
So let me ask you this then, because you said unless they lose the next four, so they might can win three out of the, I mean one out of the next four. They got Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Philly, and Green Bay, and then they got Cleveland that's coming up next, so they might could get that Cleveland game. They might could get 2 out of 5 games, so it's gonna be tough. Them other 3 games is gonna be a hit or miss.
I just feel like I gotta see them beat better competition.
I agree with you. So yeah, I changed my answer, man. I think they shouldn't hit the panic button. And like you said, hopefully the team can get a little bit more healthier. And but hey, If it's up to me, I hate the cheeseheads. I hope they lose. I hope
Yeah,
Jordan
fuck them.
Love break his ankle and he out for the season. Of
Two
course,
times, both
yeah.
of them.
Oh, now you wishing hurt because last week you told me you don't wish hurt on no man's, but we gonna move on.
Cheeseheads is different.
Okay. All right. So moving.
Real pack, real hatred.
All right, moving to the game of the week for next week. Next Sunday, we got the Chiefs versus the Broncos. Who you think is walking away with the W, and which quarterback you think is gonna have a better game, Patrick Mahomes or Bo Nix?
Well, I could see the Chiefs winning this one in a close one. The Broncos offense looks real spotty and weird. The Chiefs know they can't. They have their room for error is zero. They got to get a dub. So I just don't see the Chiefs losing that game.
So you going with the Chiefs, and who you think? What quarterback you think gonna have you? So you saying you think Patrick Mahomes is gonna
Oh,
have a
Patrick Mahomes is gonna go crazy. He's gonna have better numbers than Bo Nix. That ain't even gonna be close.
man? I think I'm gonna have to agree with you just because I'm gonna stick with how I said at the beginning of the season. Um, this is when they start just picking it up and they start getting a little bit better. As we can see, Patrick Mahomes every week he's playing a little bit better, even if they lose. You just see like the game style getting better. You see his patience. You see him being more poised. You see everybody on the team kind of that momentum. And to me, once Kansas City start having that momentum, man, they just going they're not playing football to have the best record. They're playing football to get in the playoffs. So once you win you a ring, you understand it don't matter about having the best record. It just matters about getting into the playoffs and having a locked in position. And that's where I feel like they're going. Of course, the Broncos is 8-2, so they playing hella great football. But I don't know if this can hold up. You know what I'm saying? They playing too good. So I've expected them to lose a couple of games throughout the season, and they ain't lost yet. And I know Kansas City is going to put up a fight. They ain't going to just let them walk through them like that. So with that being said, I got them winning. And I think it's probably going to be about a 14-point spread. That's what I'm going with. And I think, but I do believe Bo Nix might have a better game than Patrick Mahomes, but I don't see them winning.
Okay.
Okay, and the highlight, man, this is the highlight. We switching it over to the NBA. Man, the highlight of the week right now is your boy Nico Harrison. He out. Went ahead and fired him. My question for you is, did this Luka trade backfire? And do you think that Dallas is gonna have to hit the reset button for this franchise?
Well, that's definitely a hell yeah. Um, Once Luca went there, everybody knew it was damn near impossible for Dallas to be able to stomach that type of a trade. That's just, I mean, that's the only trade that I can even, and it wasn't even a trade. I don't believe
Kevin
was
Garnett.
the loss of no KG. That was at the ass end of his career. He
Right.
still had maybe 2 3 years good at a high level, but MVP level he had already passed that threshold. So I can't even compare the two. The only thing I can compare it to is Shaq leaving for Orlando. Like granted it wasn't a
Oh,
trade,
that was a good
but
one.
he was right in his prime and he was able to go right to LA and go to work. You know what I mean? But it
Yeah.
also kind of lets me know how my conspiracy theory as far as how the league is rigged because if you go back in the history of the league, they've kind of done this with LA. Like they did to get Kareem Abdul Jabbar over to the Lakers. He was a buck. Then they
Right.
went and did it again with Shaq. Now they've done it again with Luca. It's just like every 20, 30 years they got to make sure they got this superstar on the Lakers because that's a West Coast team that that's a big market. That's big money for the league. But nonetheless, as far as the argument of Dallas versus this trade and Nico, I just think he's the fall guy.
Right.
Like, there's no way the owners didn't approve of this trade for him to be able to make that type of a move. So I just think it's bad ownership. He's the fall guy, and unfortunately for them, they're in rebuild mode. They're already talking about trading Anthony Davis. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Man, I'm gonna say this. This is I think the Luca trade is one of them trades that it would probably be like the biggest trade failure in NBA history, just for the simple fact of like it just happened out the blue. It wasn't like okay, normally like when something happened, you know that it's
Yeah,
tension or
some
something.
rumblings like,
It's
oh, they
something
want to
going
get
on.
rid of this dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't hear no tension. We didn't hear no rumblings. We didn't hear none of that. We just woke up one day and we looked at our phones and it said Luka
it was
Doncic
my
was traded.
birthday.
Damn, it was. Oh, so last year around this time, and so you could just got to think about it. Like, how the hell do you trade Luka Doncic? And then what killed me about the whole situation is that my man said he didn't know that the fans would take it this way when they literally had Dirk on their back for the last 15 years, never traded him and kept the same player. You know that they're going to be locked in with whatever hometown player they draft to their team. They're going to be locked in with
Right.
that person all the way because that's just how
And he
Dallas
had
is.
already just brought you to the finals the year before.
That too. And like you said, man, ain't no way in hell. You telling me so you telling me this? I'm an owner of the team. We make our bread and butter off of Luka Doncic. You telling me I'm gonna let the GM say, "Hey, trade Luka Doncic because defense wins championship"? I'm gonna tell them kiss my ass. That's what I'm gonna tell them.
Man,
You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna
what?
trade nobody that great. That and like you said, it goes back to the league. They're gonna always make teams like Boston, LA, um, places like
New
maybe
York.
New York, Miami. They're going to have all these teams that are big market teams. They're always going to have to put somebody there to make sure that it keeps the audience engaged. And so
Hmm.
you already knew when that happened. They strategically made their move by giving Mark Cuban too much damn money because if Mark Cuban was there, he wouldn't have let that shit happen. We all know it.
Yep.
So they
Yep.
strategically gave him more money than he could refuse. So then they lied to him and told him, "Hey, you still can make some choices." Just the same way I believe that they doing with LA right now, because the Bus family, went ahead and sold their piece. So they think that they're gonna have a piece of control with basketball operations. But let's be honest, man, they're gonna do whatever the hell they want to do because they own a majority stake of the team. And with that being said, um, I don't know how long it's gonna take for Dallas to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? It might take another 10 years for them to bounce back because Cooper ain't ready yet. But he good.
They're gonna need another luck of the Irish and hitting them ping pong balls.
Exactly. And they might do it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to trouble in Memphis, man. We got big trouble in Memphis. The Grizzlies are currently sitting at 4-8 right now in the Western Conference. Should they go ahead and shake up the roster and get rid of Ja Morant, or do you think they should ride it out? What's your thoughts?
Man, they're dookie sticks, man. They need to go ahead and bust that up. Get what you can for what you got. It's a great draft this coming up draft. Hopefully you can trade with enough, get enough first round picks to where you could possibly trade up or not. Don't even have to worry about it because you're gonna be ass cheeks because your cheeks anyway. Like, they need
Definitely,
to go ahead. Like, everybody would be on the table. Everybody, like Jared Jack,
man,
Morant,
man.
Edie. Like, I would just because it's. I mean, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and you're in the West. So with that being said, your best bet is just to blow it up and figure it out from there. Like, you have a decent enough fan base to where you could do that and survive. Because no one has ever been expecting Memphis to win no championship anytime soon.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, man. Um, if you trade John Morant, you got to trade everybody because nobody's gonna go to the games for Jaren Jackson. Like, let's be real, don't nobody care about Jaren Jackson. Like, he don't got the culture within him. John Morant got that Allen Iverson in him. You know what I'm saying? He got that like hood mentality, street mentality that every body who came from the struggle can relate to. But I don't believe that the other guys have that aura about them that could fill the seats. And so, with that being said, if you can't fill the seats, if you can't put butts in the seats, you might as well get rid of the team and start over and do it from scratch. I know people in Memphis would be like, "Hell no, keep something there because at least that give us a little bit of hope. You can plug and play players and stuff like that." But at the same time, like I don't know if I would want to keep my roster or my franchise surrounded around Jaren Jackson. It's just I just don't see nothing going. I don't see nothing happening with that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a playoff team. It's not a big franchise team that you will really put a lot of. I mean, shit, I won't go get no jersey. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not gonna go get no jersey, what make you think the people that's from there gonna go get one? So,
Right.
and I say that to say jerseys is what fill the seats. Me and you both know we'll go get a John Morant jersey right now. So if I can go get one and I'm not even in that state, then I know who gonna fill up them seats. So I don't think they got no hope this year. They lost John Morant's trust, and man, you might as well just burn it down, man. It ain't no hope. John Morant, he's clocked out. He's at work, but he clocked out. When he get in, he already clocked out. He's already at home in his mind. So
Man.
I always say that. But yeah, man, we gonna move on to LeBron James, man. He gearing up for his return. They done threw him in there with the G leaguers. You know what I'm saying? So his possible return could be happening anytime soon, maybe in this next month here. How do you think the team chemistry will shift with LeBron? And do you think LeBron is going to have to figure out a way to conform to the team?
I said this, and I want to be credited for this. I want Benchmark to remember I said this first. The the best way that they can utilize LeBron moving forward is to start him, but give him bench starter minutes. And what I mean by that is he still starts the game, but he comes out frequently and he plays with more of the second unit, maybe in the second quarter and in the third quarter, you give him that big blow mid third quarter all the way until maybe six, I'd say 8 to 9 minutes left in the fourth, and then let him play with the starters at the fourth and let him finish the game that way until he actually, and I just, not even until, that should just be his format until that's necessary and like maybe the playoffs if you need him to really go hard. But if not, he should that should be his new minutes in flow of the game because it's y'all all are first of all y'all are winning without him.
Yeah,
Let's start there. Number two, you want him to be available and fresh enough to where he can give you all he got if you when you get to the playoffs.
no,
And
that's
this is
facts.
really the only way that you can you're not you can't just bring him off the bench. He's just not he would never be that guy. So with that being said, you have to start him, but you have to start him, but give him bench minutes. Like he can't be giving you 32, 38 minutes on any regular season game. I don't care how the game goes or who you're playing against. Like his minutes should be staggered to where he's playing no more than 28 to 30.
I could feel that. I think I'm about to double down on that. Like at this point, he LeBron damn near 40 years old. So
He is, man. He's not no damn near.
yeah, like okay, like so. With that being said, you got to put him on the Tim Duncan plan. Like, um, this is just moving on forward, and he should have been on this plan probably 3 years ago. So like 3 4 years ago,
Facts.
he should have been on a Tim Duncan minutes restriction plan where you got him playing 25, maybe 20, 30 minutes, 30s max. Like that means he's killing. But other than that, you
Mm-hmm.
you you really don't want him to have to endure that much on his body because you want to
Nah,
save him for the
not
you want to save him for the
for the
playoffs.
run.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And not only that, but when you look at this season, just considering how great the team is playing, you don't want to mess that up. You don't want LeBron coming in trying to figure out what the hell he gonna do. He needs to defer to what's going on, and then he can do what he want to do. On like you said, on the second unit, then he can take those chances because you got people like Marcus Smart and you got what's my man's name Rivera. I don't know how to say his first name, but yeah, he nice. Um, and then like Austin Reeves, you can plug and play, throw him in there every now and then with you. You got what Jackson Hayes is still on there, right? And he's still on the
Yep.
squad. Yeah, Jackson Hayes. So yeah, so he got
Aiden.
you see Aiden. I don't know if Aiden would be a good spot for him to play with LeBron because he reminds me so much of Dwight Howard, and he got to have his he
His
got to be
touches.
he got to be confident. Not like no like you know how some okay so when Dwight Howard got with Kobe Bryant, he wasn't confident like that, and Kobe wasn't taking that. He needed him to stay confident and be who you gonna be. And that's how I feel like with LeBron. If you're gonna come into the squad and play with a superstar like that, you gotta be already confident in your game. If you question in your game, LeBron ain't gonna like you. So keep him in the same spot with Luca because that's Luca's guy. That's who they brought in for Luca. But all the other guys, they kind of fit in for Bron's play. And like you said, first quarter maybe 5 6 minutes, third quarter maybe 8, and then plug and play him in the second and maybe the fourth quarter just a little bit just to get it keep his blood flowing, but not too many minutes, man. Um, and I'm gonna be the first one to say this here for y'all bench mob. The NBA is rigged like a mug. They're gonna damn near let LA win. So when LeBron leave, he can leave out with a ring, and then you can throw him on there in the same conversation with Jordan again because now he got what 5 rings or something like that. 2 with LA, and 3 somewhere else. So with that being said, man, they already know what they done did. They know how they playing the game. That's why Luke and them looking so damn good, and that's why they swung that over there. So it can be a happy story ending for LeBron. He came in, he was the chosen one. He gonna leave out as the chosen one. That's how they trying to leave it. So yeah, man. But we gonna go ahead and move on to bench or start. Where you either gonna bench or you gonna start whatever the subject matter be. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in. I do see a couple of y'all tapped in with us. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get to y'all names once we get closing out, but I appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. Neef, man, bench or start, man. Them Jordan 11s or them Jordan 13s?
Oh, I gotta go 11s all day, man. Them 11s is the truth. I told you when I went through the yellow pages bench my the yellow pages looking through Foot Lockers and calling them. Hey, do you got them? Nope, sold out. Nope, sold out. Nope, sold out. You know where I found them bench my
Or you,
and they don't even do this no more. That's how old I am, bench my. It was I found them at Macy's.
damn.
This is when Macy's right. Macy's used to have J's in them.
Wow.
Called him up, was like, hey, do you have 11 and a half? Yes.
What color?
Cool. Hold him. The padded leathers, the first ones,
The red
the
and whites? The
originals,
red and blacks?
the black and whites,
Okay, okay. Yes, sir. Them
the
black and white.
originals.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, uh, hey, could you hold them down for this back when you could do that type? They wasn't even, they the people there wasn't even tripping on it. They like, what? What's the name? I'm like, Lanice. They're like, all right, cool. Boom. Mondukes, call her up. Hey, I found them. Where at? Macy's downtown, right by your job. Can you scoop them after work? I got you, son. Bet. Whoop. Geeked up.
Got them.
Geeked up. Yes. Them was all day. Them 13s is fire. Don't get me wrong. But them 11s just changed the game.
I can feel you, man, but I'm going to have to be honest with you, man. I'm gonna have to start them 13s and I'm gonna have to bench them 11s, man. The first pair I ever got, you know what I'm saying, was them 13s. So, and I always was a fan, but I never could get them Washington Wizard colors. I always wanted the blue and whites, and I could never get them. So, my first ones was the white and reds. So, but I always wanted them blue and whites. I never could get them. But I always wanted the 30. I mean, 11s too. That's a hard pick. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like them is my two tops.
11s
Like
go crazy,
I,
man. They
I
go crazy in lows. They go crazy in mid. Like they just them
yeah,
is crazy.
I ain't gonna lie.
They
I
got too
love them.
many different colorways. Like they got the snake skins. They like it's
Yeah,
just
them snake
they
skins was
went stupid with
fire.
them.
Yeah, I
They
wanted
went
them.
stupid with
I wanted them snake skins. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I'm gonna have to start them 13s, man, because man, they played a big role in my life. Them was my first J's that I ever scooped, and so yeah, them is gonna be have to be what I go with, man. Bench or start, um, Shaq or Hakeem the Dream.
man. So this one is a tough one because it's like, are we talking? If we're saying both primes, like we're saying Shaq Diesel with L.A. versus Elijah Wan with the Rockets when he was an MVP for him, winning them MVPs.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to just give the physical stature of the Dieseloid when he was with LA over Olajuwon. I think he would have been able to overpower him by that time. He'd just been a little bit different physicality wise, and I think that made major had a major toll on Olajuwon in the long run. So I'm gonna have to start Big Diesel, and I'm gonna have to bench Olajuwon, even though it's tough, man. Olajuwon had them
Man,
feet.
I'm gonna have to.
Diesel is that dominance, man. That's
Man,
375, man. That's 375.
listen, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Bench mob, I'm gonna have to be honest with y'all, man. Only time I had three times I was a groupie, man. I'm gonna have to be honest, man. I was a groupie when I see Kobe Bryant for sure. I was like, oh, Kobe, Kobe. He didn't look at me. I'm talking about he's
Kobe
shooting his shot.
Live.
He was shooting his shots. He wasn't paying attention. Then I seen KG, and then man, I seen the Diesel his rookie year at the Mall of America, brother. And
Mm.
when I say I was so damn geeked, man, I was so geeked that I ran into Nick Anderson first because I feel like them niggas were so big. I'm like, Shaq, Shaq, Shaq. You know what I mean? I go, then I realized, damn, that's Nick Anderson. So I go jump and damn near like, you know what I'm saying, jump his height and grab his shoulder. He look at me like, nigga, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying? But Diesel was so much of a killer that man, you could not throw no sharks in the ocean with that man. If you throw him in the ocean, he's smashing everything in his way. So with that being said, I gotta go with Diesel. Although Hakeem Olajuwon was the first Jojic, you know what I'm saying? But he just wasn't playing point guard. But he was the first one throwing them assists and doing all that extra stuff. But Diesel, man, he was unstoppable. He was breaking them backboards and doing everything. So, man, you will never get nobody that great again.
Hell no.
All right, bench your start, man. John B. or Robin Thicke?
Yeah. So just off of the strength of whose music I listen to more to this day, I had to go with John B's. He's more my era. Robin Thicke, I kind of got cool. He's got some joints, but he's not really my speed. I'm more, John B's more my speed. So I'm gonna go John B to start and Robin Thicke hit the bricks.
I'm gonna have to go with don't listen to what people say. They don't know
Man,
about you and me. Hey man, I'm with you, man. I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna have to go with John B. I'm gonna have to bench Robin Thicke because I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, John B just had that swag for the brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was one of them ones where every decade you let one of your white brothers be one of the brothers. And he one of the
they got
brothers.
to be authentic though.
Yeah, and he was one of the brothers. You got him, Justin Bieber, and then you got Justin Timberlake. Them is all they brothers. You know what I'm saying?
You got to be authentic though. That's the thing. Robin Thicke doesn't seem authentic. I know he's with the shits. He
Yeah.
did Hollywood Housewives or whatever that shit was with Kevin Hart. So I know I've watched him enough and been seen enough interviews where I know he is, but he just always seemed corny to me.
Yeah. He ain't one of the brothers, but I definitely he has some decent music, but he ain't messing with John B. Bench or start. New York Undercover or Law and Order?
Man, so this is a great question, Bench Mob, because this is one where I'm gonna drop some a jewel on some of y'all that don't know. I don't even know if bro knows this. He probably do, but I'm gonna just say it. Did you know the person that produced both is the same person?
No, I didn't know that. You dropped a gem on me because I definitely didn't know that. Wow.
Yep, Dick Wolf. That's why it's so raw. That's why Law and Order is so raw, because he started with New York Undercover,
Yeah.
and then he got like, oh, okay, I could do this, and the storylines was dope. They were similar to what you see on uh, Law and Order. So, with that being said, being that New York Undercover, it was fresh, it was new, it hasn't been duplicated since. The way they were able to intertwine hip hop and the hip hop culture into a cop sitcom drama, it was just seamless. Like, I don't care who you were, the niggas dressed fly as a motherfucker, especially if you was into like me, which I was, which was East Coast urban gear, because that was with a lot of the Tommy and the Polo and the Nautica. That was that era. And then, like I said, how they infuse hip hop in the show, where they every end of the show they always had some type of hip hop act performing as the credits would come, like as the show was going off, they would be performing. So it just had a dope vibe, and it still gave you the same storylines and like characters, as far as like how personal you actually got into their lives, as well as like the stuff that was going on each episode, just like it does with Law and Order. So with that being said, I definitely got to start New York Undercover and bench Law and Order. But Law and Order is that's tough, because
It
if
is.
anybody knows, you catch a Law and Order marathon on any of these USA's at any given time, nigga, you damn near gonna end up watching 3 episodes.
That's facts. And with that being said, I'm old. Just hey, I'm an old nigga, man. So that's like saying, you know, that's like picking a movie that John Singleton made, and then just like going with that first one that he made, and then all the other ones that's similar to it. I was always gonna pick New York Undercover from the jump. Anyways, I didn't know that he put a gem out there, but like you said, for me, that was my first introduction to the like whole little police, um, and then real life situations, and they was a lot of situations that could relate to niggas in the hood. And so, um, like you said, if it was for the urban community, it was introduced a little bit of hip hop. So with that being said, I just like the vibes of it, man. I could still probably go pull up and watch one of them episodes. But like you said, if Law and Order come on, man, that's gonna go too. So it's just a
Bro,
hard
it was a
situation. But
it
I'm a
was Thursday. I still remember the night. I think it was either Thursday night or Wednesday night. I can't remember what specific night, bitch, ma, but it was literally you had to be in the crib by 7 o'clock, because Martin came on first, then Living Single came on second, and then New York Undercover was third. And after New York Cover, I had to take my dumb ass to bed to go get ready for school.
yes,
And that
sir.
was that was 9 o'clock. We usually got off at about 9. So from 7 to 9,
It
it
was
was on
going.
and popping.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Bench your start, man. Deborah Cox or Kiki Wyatt.
I gotta go D Cox, man. She had a run that was just so crazy. Like, her ballad, she was like, she's a true ballad singer. Like, she ain't finished. I'm sure she got a little choreography that she be doing, but more or less she's gonna hit you with them vocals. And her vocals is so unique and like angelic. Is just, and Kiki can blow. Don't get it
Right.
twisted. Like,
She right.
Kiki got one of them. She got one of them church things where she sit and sing to you, and tears will come out your eyes.
She might
But
sing the
like I
draws
said,
off of a nigga real quick.
man, what? I wouldn't even want to be within 10 feet of that woman if she was really trying to get at me. Cause she'd be able to sing, like you said, sing a nigga right out of his pockets.
Yes, sir.
But uh D Cox just got that opera that you know what I mean, like that them octaves, like she could just go into a whole nother spirit. It seems like her voice don't match her face and her body. Like it just seems like it just comes from some other place. So with that being said, D Cox is the truth, man. Like she's in my top 10 for sure, vocalist of all time female.
Wow.
Even shit, yeah, she's definitely in my top 10 vocalists of all time female for sure. D
No.
Cox don't get the roses she deserves. She's You got to think about her run. Her run was crazy.
She had a nice
Like she
run.
had a crazy run where she had some ballads.
She
Like
had a
to
nice
this
run.
day, niggas still probably play that RL and that duet that her and RL did.
Oh yeah, but see, you see now, to this day, niggas is playing that Kiki Wyatt with Avant though. You know what I'm saying? They had one too. So
Yeah, they got a couple joints together that are fire, but I like I said, Kiki is like that's not even they're not on the same type of like if we were to look at their catalogs and their numbers, like that's their numbers aren't even in the same category. I guarantee you, Kiki by herself on nothing has hit any of the numbers that D Cox has hit. Now, granted, they've been on two different labels and all that, but as far as just overall talent too, like I said, like I just think D Cox got better like overall range. Like I think her range is different.
now I'm gonna be honest. To me, they about damn near the same player. It just got it's different intricates with them. I mean, like you can probably go hit for hit, kind of. So it's just one of those things. I'm gonna have to double down with you on the Deborah Cox just because I like more songs of hers. But don't get it's like you said, don't get it twisted. Shorty can sing though. Like Shorty can sing. Like I said, she'll sing the draws off of a nigga, man. She got like 10 kids, so she done sung some draws off a couple of niggas, man. So
Man, at least one.
at least one or two of them. So but if I'm gonna go with the songs that I enjoy or the ones where I know all the words, it's probably gonna be from Deborah Cox. So that for me that's a no brainer. Um, so yeah, I only know probably like two real Kiki Wise songs where I can say, oh yeah, I know them ones, but the other ones, somebody have to name them for me, and I say, oh yeah, damn, that's her. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
have to bench Kiki and start Deborah. Bench or start pancakes or waffles, man.
Oh man, so this one is wild because when I was a young bull, I would have definitely told you probably pancakes, just because I didn't really get waffles that often or had the option to get waffles. But since I've been an adult, it's like waffles is what I prefer if I'm going if I have the option of both. Especially if I've been like there's a spot in Vegas, they got this vanilla waffle, Christmas time.
Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. Hey, I'm.
And that's all you can think of when you're devouring it. Is bomb. But yeah, waffle all day. Start pancakes. You can hit
Bench.
the side bench. I'll get them if they're. That's the only thing on deck.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm a plant based nigga, so um, I got a spot that make both of them, and I done tried both of them, and for me, I'm gonna have to double down with you on the waffles, man. I'm like you said back in the day, I probably was more of a pancake guy, but don't get it twisted. I still eat some pancakes, but you know what I'm saying. If I could choose, I'm gonna go with them waffles. Um, just to me,
Man, I gotta say this real quick, Bench Mob. I know bro gonna be mad at me for saying this, but I gotta tell Bench Mob about when you made the pancakes in the cup.
I don't even remember that. What I do? Go ahead and break it down for them niggas, man. I don't remember this one.
Man, you was a young bull, man. We was at the crib. You was hungry. You said, "Fuck it, I'm finna make me some pancakes." But instead of you mixing it up in a bowl,
I'm,
you mixed it up in a cup.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that
and
sounds
the
about right.
mugs came out paper thin.
That
And
sounds
we
about
was
right.
like, we was like, bro, why is your pancake so paper thin? You were like, I don't know. And then bro Dub looked over and he seen you did it in the cup. He said, man, that's why you put too much water in it. He was like, I just used this because it was clean. Like I didn't feel like washing nothing out. He's
Well,
like, nah, man, you gotta use a bowl so that way you can put just enough water in there and you can kind of see because your, I mean, your batter was so liquid,
it was
bro.
liquid.
It
It
was
was
still
liquidy
some
thin. It was.
in
Hey,
there. Oh,
hey,
you
you
was
know
like,
what's so
yo, I'm
crazy?
like, huh?
You know what's so crazy is I don't even make pancakes. Shit, I don't mess with them. I don't do it.
Man,
So
I'd see
that
why,
probably why.
man.
That's probably why. You know what I'm saying? My pancakes be terrible. So yeah, I want. I go to somebody and pay them before I make them myself. But that Belgian waffle maker, I do that real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I got one. Facts.
Yeah, them things. Hey, that's a lifesaver. You ain't got to go through. You ain't gonna get nothing messy. It's gonna get the job done real quick. Just make sure you know you got your timing together and you good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. We gonna move on to the TBQs, the throwback questions, man. My question for you is, man, in the early 2000s, man, what rapper to you had the best fashion sense, style?
Man, it was a couple of them, man. It was a couple, man. One was definitely Fab. I've always liked how
Man,
Fab was fly, like especially no matter the era, he's always been on point, and that's even to this day. And
that's
then
facts.
of course, the number two, and he's a hard number two. He's probably they probably 1A and 1B to me is Jules Santana.
Man, Jules
But I
Santana,
think he kind of been him
Jimmy,
and
Jimmy.
Jimmy is kind of the yeah. I think
Yeah,
Jimmy might have been more of the spearhead, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna say Jimmy. I'm
yeah,
gonna say Jimmy and like I said, my style as far as like how I've always kind of dressed and kind of approached my style was more of like an East Coast. You know what I mean? Like I just
yeah.
love that fashion sense. Like that's just more my speed.
I can feel that. I'm gonna have to double down with you, man. Like first person I thought of when I seen this question was shit. Fab. Fab always had it together. I don't know, like he was the one who really brought back the throwbacks, like for real, for real. Like the
His
Mitchell
throwback
Linesses, his throwback game was crazy
crazy.
with the shoes that he had, and then the other person I would use, that that kind of mellowed down a little bit, but had some fashion sense to him a little bit was Jadakiss. I ain't gonna lie, he used to have his stuff together too, but I don't think nobody got
Yeah,
more fashion style than Fab though. I think Fab got it on lock. But it's either between Fab and really for real Jim Jones because all the new YNs they got that they style from Jimmy, man. All right, man. So we talking about fashion, man. What fashion trend would you like to see come back? Like as far as the wear, like the clothing brand.
man, I would love for Fubu to
This
come back
nigga,
in the HBCU hoodies with the matching the whole matching little joint like the Morehouses, the
yeah,
Howards. I would love for that. That early '90s style. The 8 ball jackets. You
yeah,
know what I mean? The Malcolm X pieces. Like I just that era of style was fire to me. The Jabot jeans. Like I've been trying to find them through the thrifts, but I ain't been able to find none of that through the thrift. So I'm gonna have to look that up online and just Amazon. Somebody's got it on Amazon for sale. Hopefully I can catch me a nice crisp pair of some Bobos.
yeah. Them bobos always gonna go together, go right.
And
If for me, you took. I literally was gonna say Fubu, but I can't double down with you on that since you already said it. So if I could bring back something, it would for sure be them starter jackets, brother. I used to, man, I always wanted one of them starter jackets. Man, go ahead and give me one of them perked up Minnesota Vikings or what you call it, man. You can even give me a Minnesota Wild, or you can give me the Timberwolves. I'll take either one of them, or I'll take a Gophers. Real talk, any of
Yes,
them,
you. That's really what should come back. You right, the starter puffery jacket.
man.
They've come back with the starters. Like I got like my Viking jackets are, but they're more the
Windbreaker,
original version.
yeah.
No, they're more the original version, like the ones that they ain't got no hood to them.
All the button ups,
Yeah, that's the original. That was
yeah,
the that when they was on the sidelines. That was what the players was wearing on the sidelines in the 80s.
yeah. I need the one
That
with the
that,
hoodies
that
on
was
them.
when starter was like the whatever for the league. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
was doing their jerseys and stuff. So with that being said, like you said, like that '90s version though, the button up with the hood to it,
yeah,
and the toggles on the side.
yes,
Remember, niggas
sir,
used to get all the different colored toggles on the side,
yes,
like
sir,
that. Like bring that in with the winter hats like that
nigga.
with the embroidered stuff in man. Come on, man. Like that would be stupid hard.
That'd be stupid.
Stupid hard.
We used to steal with them starter jackets, nigga. We used to steal so much stuff with them jackets, bro. I'm talking about stuff.
What?
We used to stuff from all the way in the arms, and man, it was crazy. You had to be there in the '90s. We was some stealing. Man, shout out to my cousins and them, man. They'd be like, if you come in the store and you don't come steal nothing, you ain't getting nothing. I remember one time I was like, nah, I ain't gonna steal nothing. I'm gonna just, try to freeload off of everybody's stuff. So we get back to the little spot. I ain't take nothing. I'm like, hey man, let me get a piece of your, let me get a piece of your Reese's or your Snickers. They like, hell no, nah, boy, you ain't get your own, man. You on your own. And after that, I was one stealing mug. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was stealing every time I went to the store. But
Right,
yeah, man. Um, what's the worst grade you ever got, man, and why?
man. Oh man, I think the worst grade I ever got was a straight F bomb, and it was I think it was like a English class that I just didn't go to. I just never went. I just definitely I might have went like 3 times the whole semester,
Damn.
and yeah, man, it was just that was the meanest F bomb. I know, don't get it twisted, bench my. I done got some Fs, but I deserved them Fs. I just was just bluffing and didn't do the work, but I was there every day. This one, I deserved every day. Should if they could have gave me an incomplete, which they probably did. Uh, that's how bad it was with my attendance. So yeah, I don't brag on it. That was the dumbest thing I could have ever did. I don't know what I was thinking. My mom should have choked me and broke my neck, but she didn't. Thank God. But yeah,
Yeah.
that
Um,
was silly.
I think my worst. Well, I don't. I am gonna say. I said think. My worst grade was a F. Where I with you, and I had a couple times. So I was a bad little nigga, man. So, but in junior high school, this is when I was aware. But it was a math class. I had a math class, and I'm decent in math. Math is my, one of my top subjects. But bench mob, if you ever get a math class, hope that you got a teacher who can speak English well. Because my teacher was from Vietnam and he could not speak English at all. Like his English was terrible. So it was more or less that I didn't do the work because I didn't understand what the hell he was saying. So he tried to give out examples and he'd be like, "You guys understand?" I'm like, "Hell no." I like so I didn't do none of the homework, man. I failed the class and man, I had to take the math class over, man. So if I could tell y'all anything, hey man, in junior high school or high school, you got an opportunity to change that class, change that. Don't sit there and wait. Okay.
Facts.
What sports? Your first sports moment that made you emotional, either happy or sad?
Man, I'd say happy. I'm gonna give both examples. Happy was when the Twins won the World Series.
Damn, I didn't see
I was
that.
probably like, mm, I was probably like 9. My football team, we was whack, but we won like our last couple of games, and we won our last game. And our last game after we won, They took us all to this camping, took us camping or whatever, and that was when I first got my first sleeping bag. I never forget that. My Dukes took me to Target or no Kmart. When Kmart was right over on the south side,
Oh yeah. Yep.
got me a sleeping bag, and so we go to sleep to go to the camp. And when we get there, it was game. I think it was game 6, and it was as soon as we were watching the game, getting ready to have the fire and have s'mores and all that. We watching the game with the coaches and stuff, and Kirby catches the ball on that plexiglass, and we end up winning the game and going to game 7 and winning. And then we had the Homer hankies, and it was just my grandma's had her Homer hanky and was had her shirt. It was just this the camaraderie of the state, and then just to have I didn't get a chance to go to the parade, but I remember watching it with my grandma on TV, and just just that excitement of the state and just seeing us win the championship. That was just so dope. That I figured that was good. That happens all the time. You know what I mean? Like I didn't
Man.
think I'd be 44 and I haven't seen it in men's sports in Mid State since. But nonetheless, like that just lets you know. I just remember that vividly. And
Right.
then the worst pain was probably I was gonna say the 15-1 year with the Vikes, but it ain't even that because I was still kind of young and green.
Yeah.
So it affected me, but I wasn't really tripping. The one in 2009 when we lost in the championship game against the Saints, I
Oh,
was
from that
fully
field goal.
aware.
From
I
that
was
field goal.
fully know when
Oh, they
Favre
were.
threw that dirty. We lost by a field goal, but he
Yeah.
threw that dirty rotten pick in overtime. But nonetheless, that was my whole, like I was grown. I was into it that whole year. I watched every game. I literally was working like less than 40 feet from that where they practice. So I was out there when all the cameras and everybody when Favre signed with the team and came in and all that. So it was just the just thinking we were gonna get it done or at least get there that year for it to just go in the flames like that. I was devastated. I didn't go to work the next day.
Man, I believe it. Okay, so for me, man, I was a youngster, man, and disclaimer, y'all. This just the truth. I hated Michael Jordan so damn much that like I get the cards and give them to my brother. Like, man, give me a Charles Barkley, give me some a KG anything. I don't want this damn Jordan card. But the reason why that happened is because um, I seen my boy Charles Barkley go against them in the playoffs, and I believe that the Suns won the first game, and I was ecstatic. I'm like, oh yeah, man, Barkley and them gonna get their ring. I'm feeling good, and I think my man's even had about 40 points that first game. He was killing. And then they just after that it was a wrap. I mean, they got a gentleman sweep. It was over. And man, I shedded some tears them days because Charles Barkley was my guy, and I thought like we gonna get that ring, man. And that just even made me hate Barkley. Even I mean hate Jordan even more. So with that being said, on a happy note, I was excited when I seen LeBron get that first damn ring because I could be like, yeah, nigga, he better than Jordan, nigga. So that's how I felt with LeBron. I still feel the same way. If I could pick and choose, man, I'm going with Bron all day because he got that ring, and I seen him, start from nothing to something. But all the rings, to be honest with you, all them LeBron rings, man, they be meaning everything, man, because they be hating on the mans. They ain't do Jordan like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then my last sad story, man, emotional, is when I see Mike Tyson get knocked
Mm,
out by Lennox Lewis, man. I was
mm.
crushed. I'm talking about crushed. And I think I was with you. I think that was the black box years. I think I was with you,
Yeah,
bro.
Lee
And
Knox.
and Lennox knocked that boy out so mean and
Lee
clean.
Knox.
It was the
That's my
saddest story.
guy.
Hey, it was the saddest story in boxing history, and I still believed, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
That he could still win. And Mike ain't been he ain't been the same since. But
Not even close.
we before we get out of here, man, we got to hit him with a Neef nug real quick. So Neef, man, we need you to drop a nug, man. What's the most important lesson you learned about forgiveness, man?
Man, wow, that's a man. So this one, bench mob, I want y'all to really, just understand that forgiveness is something that's very, very hard to do, man. And it's really contingent on the experience that you've ever had in regards to being able to forgive someone. Because to truly forgive someone is to let go of the things that they may have done wrong in the past,
Facts.
which is always easier said than done. My grandma used to always tell me you can forgive somebody for something, but you can't forget what they did. And so I guess the meaning behind that, to me, what I got from it is you can't be naive and dumb enough to allow that same person to do something to be in that situation with you. So with being forgiving, yes, you can forgive them and still deal with them, but now you have to deal with them accordingly.
Right.
And so true forgiveness is better said than done. I think it's something that is the best lesson that I've learned in trying my best to forgive a specific person in my life, and is understanding that I have no control over how a person treats you, even though you give them the utmost respect.
Right. That's facts.
And I guess that's my easiest example of being really being forgiven is because I'm not going to stoop to that level and treat them the same way they treat me just because that's how I just feel like that's just a never ending circle. The only way I can break that pattern is for me to make the change because I can't expect that person to have the same feelings or wants that I want. They might want to continue that forever.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Hey, man, your boy Neef hit y'all with a nug, and hey, man, you gotta when you forgive, you gotta look at it from your point of view, and not always expect to get something out of it from the other person. Before we get out of here, I did see a couple people tapped in. I seen Clarissa or Carissa. I see you tapped in. Appreciate you for tapping in.
Yes,
Unique. I
yes,
see you.
yes.
Chrissy, Clarence, Lashonda, Kenitra, Dolores, Regina, Sky, Julie, Melissa, Diamond, Michelle, Millie, Elisa, Kelvin, Aaron, Sharon, Ryan, Miranda, Karen, Shandon, Milla, Tamara, and Vern. I appreciate all y'all for tapping in, man. Hey, man, if y'all got some time,
Yes.
hit the like button for us. Um, Please subscribe with us. Share this if you
Yes.
enjoyed this. Mr. Benchmark Podcast. We definitely got to get out of here and pay some bills. Like Martin used to
Man,
say, y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the hell up out of here, man. Hey, it's the Benchmark
man,
Podcast. I'm Broadway Beats. I got your boy Neef with me, aka Mr. Perp. Hey, man, Mr. Perp, man, let him know something before we get up out of here.
man, you already know, like I always try to say every week, man, stay tuned, stay blessed, and stay focused.
Hey, man, it's the Benchmark Podcast. Hey, man, like I said, you can catch us next week at 7 p.m. or 7:30, one of the Central Time. Hey, man, until next week, man, we appreciate y'all for tapping in. We
Yes,
out.
sir. We out.